audible banget lah ya.
Yeah.
Members of this house, most opposition argument is about how it is humane for you to regret something. But that is not the burden that government should oppose. Government also agrees that it's human for you to feel regret. But the main question should be whether or not it's worth it to continuously perpetuate that regret, whether or not we should prefer an individual that suppressed that or an individual that tried to romanticize that regret and a support system that validates their regret, ladies and gentlemen. This is the main burden of opposition. So we have to clarify what is the world that government defends and opposition defends. Government prefers a world in which individual thinks that their most matching X wasn't a person that they're meant to be, ladies and gentlemen. We prefer an individual to see the bigger picture that in most people's life, they don't end up with people who they match the most, ladies and gentlemen, and it's fine. That's not how life is supposed to be. And we would also prefer a support system to an individual that just broke up, probably to say that just have this tragedy to say that, hey, I'm sorry for what happened to you, but this is not meant to be, and you have to move on, and all of those encouraging words. What opposition needs to defend is an individual that did not suppress this feeling and continuously romanticize what could have been, ladies and gentlemen. And at some point, they try to overcome all of these externalities at a point in which it is no longer reasonable for them to do so, and it's so resourceful. And opposition needs to defend a world in which an individual believes that even love conquers externalities, ladies and gentlemen, because it is the way that love story told us that distance do not matter, that parental consent does not matter, because love will always conquer, and if you believe in it enough. So my first one is going to rebut their point. They say that people, when they have a reminiscing memory of their ex, most likely it's going to manifest into a betterment to their current spouses, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we agree to some point that they might try to have this reminiscing memory becoming a motivation for them. But what does it lead to? That is the biggest question that opposition need to have. Because we have characterized to you that in most cases, when you try to make your relationship as similar as the previous relationship, you end up hurting yourself and your partner, ladies and gentlemen. Because in most cases, your ex has uncompromisable differences with your current partner to an extent that it's not possible for you to feel the same way. For example, when your ex has singing talent that is so good, ladies and gentlemen, and your current partner does not have any art history because he is so passionate in businesses. You don't feel that romance anymore, because I don't feel any romance with your business shit. I feel romance through someone's voices and someone's artistry, for example. You think that you have a sense of control, that you can finally change your partner, but you don't. You finally realize that this individual is different, and you cannot simulate that your ex to this partner's body. You thought you have that sense of control, but once you realize you cannot change their partner, that sense of control is gone. You would become more and more depressed, ladies and gentlemen. The second thing I'm going to talk about is why the feeling of the one that got away usually exacerbates. So it does not stop up to the point where you just say, okay, I remember him, I have a good feeling. No, it doesn't usually happen that way, right? Because if you try to think about what your ex has been doing to you, you start to pinpoint very little flaws that your current partners do not do to you. So for example, like small habits, telling you that you're beautiful every morning. Like these are the habits that suddenly disappear when your current partner does not do the same thing. And you finally try to investigate what are other things that they didn't do that your ex-partner did, ladies and gentlemen. This usually exacerbates to a more hatred, to a more disappointment to your current partner, because your current partner is not able to give you the same feeling. So we think this feeling usually exacerbates into something more than just a feeling of, than just a feeling of good memory, right? Now my argument is going to talk about how why individuals who are trapped in this feeling usually attempt to overcome externalities in a way that is harmful. What are the externalities? Like many things, right? Big parents' disapproval, long distance relationship that your ex is currently in another continent and you live in a different time zone, for example, or death. That means that you absolutely have no ability whatsoever to communicate with your ex, right? How do these individuals overcome these grievances, ladies and gentlemen? In case of death, many people refrain from relationship because it is one of the ways for them to show their true love. They don't want to be with other partner because they want to stay true to their ex. Why is it harmful? Because in most cases, these people who refrain from relationship become so insecure that they don't get any communication that manifests that their ex telling them that they are doing the right thing, ladies and gentlemen. And when they start to develop a feeling to other person, they become less insecure. They can become more insecure, whether or not they're still loyal, whether or not they're still a worth it partner, right? But in most cases, when the partners haven't died, some of these people resort into a more exhaustive measure. For example, measures that are more resourceful. You have to buy plane tickets to other continents for the sake of meeting them to make sure that he and she still loves you. Or you have to afford a marriage or living as an independent family whose nuclear families do not want to financially support. And it gives you sadness, ladies and gentlemen. And most likely, it's not going to be beneficial for you also. It's also not beneficial for your ex because what if he has forgotten you? What if he has moved on? What if he no longer believes that you are the one? What if all of your imagination is not reciprocated in the same imagination in your ex mind, ladies and gentlemen? This gives more proof that your feeling that you romanticize the very reason why you leave your current partner is not worth it in the end. And in the end, you hurt your feelings. You try to overcome this in a more exhaustive way, and that's why it is very harmful. We are so proud to propose.